Man, this new episode of Boruto, I'm telling y'all, the plot is thickening. They got a lot of things brewing in the pot with this one. I watched it twice already. I'm really liking it. I'm really liking it so far. We got some foreshadowing for what's to come after Boruto the movie, and this episode takes place in probably like the first, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes of Boruto the movie. Normally, I'm not a big fan of movie adaptations in anime, just because I feel like they kind of like it's kind of like beating a dead horse, or sometimes they drop the ball in certain aspects. But in animation wise, it drops. Animation was really the issue I had with like Dragon Ball Super retelling their movies. But the story was good in Dragon Ball Super. If they just would draw it better, or it would have been better. Here in Boruto, I have no issues with it. The movies aspect, I feel like they handle things differently. The episode opens up with Toneri talking to the Otsuki person. I forget his name. It's not Kinshiki or Momoshiki. It's a third person I was talking about last week that they didn't put in the movie because of time restraints. He's in this episode, and he has a conversation with Toneri, and he puts Toneri in kind of a sealing jutsu that is supposed to last for 10,000 years, which is crazy. Then they talk a little bit. They have a little dialogue about Boruto's Jogan, saying that it was hastily prepared, and it's basically not complete. He says Boruto isn't strong enough. Blase blase. This all ties into this is I like how they're handling the story, because there's certain elements that are a little different, from the movie, but it's better this way because we have foresight. You know what I'm saying? For not foresight, because that's but we get we get a background to it here in this anime episode. Because in the manga, when Naruto dropped the cake on Himawari's birthday, it was just because you have your shadow clones running around, you're exhausted, boom. In the anime, they show that Naruto is exhausted because Shikamaru is having him basically use up more clones because of the Zetsu incident that happened last week. So that ties in episode, basically, where we can put an image on it saying, okay, this isn't just because Naruto, first episode of part 1, you dish out 1,000 clones. I don't think you have 1,000 clones out there, and you've gotten leagues stronger than that. So this kind of gives a good, well, I have you dishing out more clones than your norm because of this incident. We get some conversations with different teams. We get Moegi's team, which is the Inoshikacho, and Chocho really displays not an out of character comment, but it was funny because Chocho's kind of like a funny character to me, but she basically sounds like Rock Lee or Guy saying like it's the springtime of my youth and stuff like that. They're all gung-ho. Everyone's gung-ho to do the Chunin exams except for Boruto, just like in the movie. But here, Boruto doesn't care about the Chunin exams in the movie just because he just really just didn't care. Here, it's given more foundation that the reason why he doesn't care because he wants to be a cool ninja like Sasuke, because in the movie, Boruto probably knew about Sasuke. It was inferred that he probably knew about Sasuke, but he didn't know as much as he knows it's not inferred that he knows as much as he knows in the anime. Because, with the last week's episode with the Amaterasu, with the White Zetsus, stuff like that, he's inspired by the end of this episode. And I knew the episode was going to end here because the episode is titled Himawari's birthday. So I knew it wouldn't go too far. Next week's episode is titled Boruto and Sasuke. So I knew this episode would have to end on Boruto meeting Sasuke. He didn't have this. I feel like some of the animation in this movie, or some of the shots, in this movie, I feel like some of the shots in this episode were probably just reused from the movie. If not, that's even better because it looks identical to the movie and it's on an anime's budget. That's if they didn't use footage and scenes from the anime. From the movie, but it looks pretty similar. But it's nice just having nice little conversations. We get the interview with Naruto and the news reporter, and this go around we have Dinky there. In the movie, Dinky wasn't a character. And later on in the series, we're gonna have the class rep and stuff like that. It's nice how it's tying in. We also get Katsuki his dialogue with Naruto, asking to use the ninja tools in the Chunin exams. In the movie, it was said like right in front of Konohamaru and his in Team 7 in the movie. In the anime, it's literally just him, Shikamaru, and Naruto. They're only those three are in the room. He displays it, but he doesn't know how to use it that well. He displays it. Naruto says no, and he actually boasts a good point where he says, "Well, people can use a whole bunch of techniques, just like Kakashi. When Kakashi was, well, he still knows how to, but was using other people's techniques." And Naruto said, "Well, if they're able to use other people's techniques that they acquired that strength on their own, then that's fine. But just having other people's techniques just to use on a whim isn't nurturing and fostering strong shinobi." Because Kakashi, and this all goes into chakra control and stuff like that, but Kakashi having the Sharingan, if he didn't, he still required his strength because it's still his body that has to be able to copy your attack. So in real life, it's like me lifting weights. If I see somebody do 200 pounds, my body still has to be able for me to do 200 pounds. I can copy your form by looking at it, but if my body isn't strong enough to do that, I can't do that. So, and that was a good point that we didn't get in the movie. That's what I'm saying. Like anime, basically anime rehashes of movies. For the most part, they give you more context because it's not rushed into a 2-hour situation. This only covered maybe 5 to 10 minutes of the movie, but it was spanned in a 30-minute, 22-minute anime episode. So we're gonna get a lot more dialogue, character growth, plot. We're gonna get a lot more of that. One of the awkward moments in this movie for me was, and I have a really big thing of when things get really awkward, I feel really uncomfortable. And me going into this, because I've already seen the movie multiple times, I know Naruto drops the cake. That's the big I hate you dad situation. Naruto drops Himawari's cake. So when Naruto's like, "All right, y'all, it's Himawari's birthday. Himawari's birthday starts now," and he's walking, and they drag it for so long. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, jeez, cause drops the cake. Okay, yeah. And another thing that we get in this anime episode, in this rehash altogether that we didn't get in the movie, Boruto is just upset in the movie. "Oh, you missed my sister's birthday, you jerk," which is reasonable. But in the anime, he's upset because they had a promise. We had a promise, and you broke the promise. This man-to-man promise. It's based off the premise of the promise that you broke. And he even says it to his clone, which Boruto assumes is him. He's like, "If you didn't show up, I was gonna let you have it." And I'm just like, I can't even say that to my dad, but no, it was dope. This anime episode was dope. I'm looking forward to next week. I'm liking how we're getting some Otsuki dialogue. Otsutsuki dialogue. I like how we're getting some of that. It's just nice world building. Like I said, and like plenty of other anime reviewers on YouTube are telling y'all, if y'all aren't on Boruto right now, I've been watching Boruto since it started last year. Last year? Yeah, it's been a year. Yeah, it's been a year since Boruto came out. So day one, when Naruto ended and Boruto started, which was literally they like back to back. Been on it. You need to get on it. If you're a fan of Naruto, get on it. If you're just a casual fan of action shonen, get on it. I don't think you have anything to lose. Just give it a shot. If you don't like it, hey, I got my 2 YouTubes right here. Go ahead and subscribe to those. 2 playlists up here, and I'll catch you guys next time. Yeah.